Alright, good morning everyone. So, in our previous classes, we have discussed 16 golden rules to make passive sentences. Okay, by those three live sessions, right, we have discussed all the concepts, and now we need to, that we have to practice, right, the things that we have learned. What things have we learned? If we have good practice, you know, it will help us understand as well as, you know, yeah, right. Very nice to see you all on the screen part. Yeah, very nice. Okay, right. Let's see. Let us see here. Right, very nice to see you all. Right now, the just you have to. Okay, here. Do I have to recall all the rules, or do you have idea about the rules that we have learned in our previous live sessions? Right, this session is completely practice session. So that is why even that the title itself is telling that grammar practice live session. So it's a practice live session, right? So it's a completely practice live session. Okay, where do we have to use an active sentence? Where do we have to use a passive sentence? Okay, here I'm not talking about it's an active, it's a exercise, it's a it's a practice session where you will be tested of the only passive sentences. It's not that. So that is what, see that at the end of the I mean at the top of the space, see the fill in the blanks with the correct forms of the verbs. Use either active or passive voice, active sentence or passive sentence, right? So today your activeness makes our live class very interesting. So that is what I request you all to be very active and try to answer when I ask the question to you. And not only though you are not asked, you have to be get ready for answering the questions. Okay, right. Okay, there is a big gap. Yeah. Okay, right. Let's see first example. Let us see the first example. See our first example. See, look at the first example. Write a lot of world songs, a lot of world songs, right? A lot of world songs dash on the radio last week. So right here, here we are talking about a lot of songs. Is songs comes under the doer or non-doer? It's a non-doer one. So that if the subject is a non-doer, even the sentence has to be in the passive. So therefore, answer will be. So this verb has to be used as it is the last week. Last week represent completed action. So for the completed action, we generally prefer to use the second form of the verb. Okay, for the second form of the verb in the passive, we have to use either was or verb plus third form of the verb. Therefore, a lot of world songs were played, not was played, were played, were played. Yeah, that is what this practice makes you perfect when it comes to suitable verb form. Okay, so that is the correct answer actually. Was, it's not was playing, were played. Okay, a lot of old songs were played on the radio last week. Okay, right? Did you understand here? Yeah, rest of. Okay, right. Let's see the second example. So now I think you understood. So right. So I'll tell you once again. I'll tell you. So try to be and try to understand here. See that Say a lot of old songs. So this is the subject. That's what. First you have to understand what is the subject, right? Whether the subject is a doer or non-doer. You have to understand. So first, what is the subject in the sentence, given sentence? And if the subject is a doer subject or non-doer subject, so this thing has to be understood. Doer or non-doer. Okay. So in the doer, if it is a doer case, we can use active sentence. If the subject is a non-doer, we have to use passive sentence making. Right. So this is the rule. Okay. If you understand this rule, yeah. Okay, where should we use quantifiers? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, definitely, Sandeep. I'll make it. Actually, you know that regarding some few little a little of you, these already were discussed in the earlier part. Okay, but no problem. Even after this one, after this event. So by this live session, this grammar practice of making passive sentences will be completed. Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely make it. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely make it. If not, I'll suggest you the video where I have discussed all this. Right. Okay, I'll make it. Yeah, very nice of you. Right. Okay, right. So as I told, what did I say here? Whether the subject is a doer or non-doer, it is to be. And one more thing, I'll tell you, Sandeep. You know, this exercise also, you know that every exercise we generally feel that we have learned. But when it comes to practice, we fail to answer those questions. So to enable yourself to answer something appropriately, so this kind of practice is required. So right, let us see the second example. Let's look at the second example. The president dash about the coup in Central America. Just inform. Just here you have to think, what is the subject? The president. So subject is the president, right? So here the president is the subject. So here the president is a doer subject or non-doer subject? It's a doer subject. Therefore, it's verb. Yeah, very. But it's not just informed. A president has just informed. Here just, it's an adverb. So by this adverb, we can understand that action has completed recently. Right? Right, see that. In the first sentence, here play. Okay, by the word last week, the adverb, we thought that that's a completed action. So that is why we use a second form. Where the subject is a non-doer, that is why we have used its passive sentence. Right, in the second sentence, the president is the subject. Here the president is a doer only. And not only that, in the sentence, the adverb which was given as a just, you know, just, here just implies that action has completed recently or at just a moment back. So by that adverb we can understand that is also completed action, but it is not remote completed, it is recent completed, right? In English language, recent completed has to be expressed by using either have or has plus third form of the verb. That is why, so here have or has plus third form means after the president we have to use has. So that is why I used has. Adverb has to be used after the helping verb and before the verb, so that the president has just informed. So correct answer is has just informed. Has just informed. This is the correct verb. Okay, right? Did you understand this? Okay, right. Let's see third example. Right? Did you understand this? Yeah. And Danush, once again try to inform man in the group to make you people join in the class, join my class. Try to inform other people. Right, very good. Okay, so right, okay. So third example, let's see the third example. If I dash you, I would go to the meeting. B means B forms. We have to use B forms. So what are B forms actually? Am, is, are and was, were are the past B forms. Yeah, yes man, yes Dhanush. Okay, not in our, okay, in our group, the groups that you have possible. Okay, so here B forms in the sense we need to use B forms like this. See that in English language actually here B forms means, right, B forms means am, is, are. These are the B forms, right, was and were. So these are B forms, but whereas here am, is, are the present B forms and was or were are the past B forms. Right, in the sentence if it makes the past time, if it has in sense of past time, we have to use past B forms. If it is in the sense of, if it is used in the sense of, you know that, present, we have to use present B forms. Yeah, very good. Yes, as Sandeep you told, it's correct. Okay, because it expresses the past time only. Therefore, we have to use past B form. Was or were. Right, here do we have to use was or were after I? Right, as you people told, yes, do we have to use was or were after the I? Can you say that? Right, you have to think of here. Just you have to understand. Okay. Yes. Not was, were. Were is the correct answer because here it's a condition. Okay. In the conditions we have learned, it is unreal condition. In the unreal condition after I, okay, we have to use I were. If I were you, I wouldn't go to the meeting. Yeah, very good. Right, okay. It's a condition. It's a if condition. Under the if condition, it's a second condition, unreal condition. Right, very nice of you. Okay, right, let's see fourth example. Let's see the fourth example. See, the bank manager told me that the house dash for not pay. The bank manager told me that the house dash for not pay. Okay, how can we go? It was not paid, so the bank manager told that the house was not paid. You know what is the house he actually heard? Okay, right, was not paid, is not paid, will not be paid. So what it is, so you have to understand. So it's a, in the objective place there is a noun class, that the house is not paid for. The manager told the house was not paid for. Yeah, okay, right, let's see the fifth example. Let us look at the fifth example. I dash guitar since I was in nursery school. Right, in this sentence subject is I and verb is play. I dash play the guitar since I was in nursery. Right, here in this sentence, see the since is since. Okay, so it's a point of time indicator. Right, in the sentence if we have either a point of time or period of time, by its or accordingly or by its indicators. Oh, no. I used to play is not a correct one. Yeah, very good. I'll tell you. Right, why here I used to play, but why it's a wrong. Okay, what is to be used? I'll tell you. Try to listen. Right, just a moment. See that. Now we have to think of like this. Right, in a sentence if we have time, right, even times are two types, right? We have period of time and point of time, period of time and point of time. Right, to express point of time we use since, and to express period of time we use for. Right, in a sentence if there is either for or since along with time, right? That action has to be considered like a present and past being action. That has to be considered as a present and past being action. Past being. That means an action was started in the earlier. Yeah, a action was started in the earlier and it is being continued at the time of talking. It may or it may not start or continue in the future. So such kind of action has to be considered as a present past being action. So in this case, what do we have to use? As a verb, we have to use either, have been or has been. Either have been or has been plus fourth form of the verb we have to use. Right, I gave you clues to you. Now tell me what is the correct answer. As I gave you the clues, what is the correct answer? Now try to say that. Right here, I was in nursery, it's not a period of time, it's a point of time only. So as it is the point of time, it was preceded by since. So by that since we can say that it's a point of time, right? Right, okay, as we got the point of time or period of time with the time, that action has to be considered as a, yeah, very good. Yes, that is the correct answer, man. Sandeep, your answer is correct. Okay, right, Sid. So I have been playing. I have been playing. That is the correct answer. I've been playing guitar since I was in nursery class, nursery school. Okay, right. Next one, see, then let us look at the sixth example. Look at the sixth example. Say Margie is very happy. Margie is very happy because she does an engagement ring from her husband just arrived, just received. Again, already regarding this example, in the earlier example already I gave clue, right? When you came across just as an adverb in the given sentence, here by the adverb we can understand, okay, that action has completed recently. So a recent completed action has to be expressed by using either have or has plus V3. So therefore, this sentence, as the sentence contains just, by that adverb we can say it's a, right, this action has to be expressed as a recent completed action. Therefore, what is the correct answer for this? Yes, has just received. Margie is very happy because she has just received an engagement ring from her boyfriend. Yeah, that is the correct one. Okay, right? Sucharita, you are not at all answering anything. Okay, right, one more example let us see. So seventh example, look at the seventh example. Right, see, I dash after the children while the garage. So here we were given two verbs. One is look, second one is repair. So now these two verbs has to be used accordingly. So to use a verb accordingly in the given sentence, first we need to understand in what sense of time the sentence was given over here. Dash while the garage, right? So there, no. Okay, right here after, right, see there. So in this sentence, yeah, what did you say? Yeah, so Margie is a character in the class. Yes man. In the fun they had. In the lesson, the fun they had, in that lesson, Margie is the one of the characters. Right, very nice of you, man. Right. Okay, now I think you have come to class 10, right, Sandeep? This year you have come to class 10. Am I correct? Okay, probably, right, see there. Okay, once again, Dhanush, you have to question yourself. So in what it is to be answered, right? Okay, as you have seen the word after, you thought that it is a complete and earlier completed. But don't think of it, because there is no symptoms that two actions as complete in a sequence. Here the sequence is not being spoken, so the sequence is not discussed here, right? It is discussed different way. So while, so this is while the garage, see there, while the garage repaired, while the garage repaired, I was looking after the children, right? Okay, in this way we have to answer them, right? Let's look at the 8th example. So when Jane came to office, she found out that her boss dash. Even already, right? In our previous examples regarding just, already I told just, regarding just. So here the just, the term itself is telling that action has completed recently, as well as already. Already mean nothing but an action, that is also completed recently. Even this term also repeated, already repeated action also, repeated actions or recent completed actions also can be expressed by using have or has plus V3, right? You have to understand one thing, right? So here just you have to understand this thing, especially you people have to understand this one. So here second form of the verb versus, right, second form of the verb versus have or has plus V3. This one has to be understood very well. Okay, have or has plus V3, right? See, both the structures we use to express completed actions only, but whereas, so right, see that we use V2 to express an action in the past time when it when it is referred as a remote past, or when an action completed if there is a mention, if there is a time that is mentioned in the sentence, we have to use the second form of the verb. But if that action completed but there is no time, in that case we have to use either have or has plus V3. And if an action completed but it has been it's completed many times, so as it is a repeated completed has to be expressed by using either have or has plus V3, right? So this differentiation you people have to understand. Okay, right. So therefore what is the correct answer for this? So when Jane came to office, she found that her boss has already left, leave not. So I'll tell you. So here you use leaved, so that's a not a correct form. Leave, L-E-A-V-E, leave. What are the conjugations of leave? Leave, left, leaving. So has already left, that is correct. Has already left. Okay, clear? Yeah, very nice of you. Very nice to see you. Okay, and one more example. And anyway, already you asked to explain once again regarding what. So do I have to explain about what topic? So here the difference between these two things, what are they? Second form and as well as have or has plus V3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, very nice of you. Okay, very nice. Okay, so I think you have understood example 8. Yeah, very nice. Right, let us see 9th example. See there. Let's see 9th example. Don't interrupt. Please don't interrupt us. We dash an important conversation. Please don't interrupt us. Don't interrupt. Don't disturb us. That I used here already. I gave a clue to you. Don't disturb us. So when we use generally, don't disturb. Okay, when we use don't disturb, right? If the thing is going on, suppose see that now I'm teaching to you. If my son comes to me and he asks me something, then what do I generally say to him? Don't disturb, because this action is going on. So by this term we can understand that action comes under ongoing action. Ongoing action at the time of talking. Right? If an action is going on at the time of talking, so that kind of action has to be expressed by using either am or is or are plus fourth form of the verb. So that is why its answer has to be expressed like this. Please don't interrupt us. We are having an important conversation. We are having an important conversation. We are having an important conversation. So it is, if we think it is in the informal way. If we goes to formal, okay, right, we can make another sentence too by using the same sentence, right? Okay, next one. Let's see 10th example. Let's see the 10th example. I reported to the police that my stamp collection dash the stamp collection dash the week before. The week before means nothing but the week ago. A week ago. We can say like that. Okay, the week before my last week, we can say like that. So, right, can anybody answer this? So, here we are talking about my stamp collection. Stamp collection. Okay, when we learned about the vocabulary, okay, one word substitution that denotes persons. When I taught you about the vocabulary part with regard to one word substitutions, there I taught a man who collects the stamps is called as by one word substitution. Does anyone have idea? Can anyone answer it? Teja? Dhanush? Okay. Just try to recall it. That is what, if we simply learn, it's not a matter for us. The things that we have learned, right? That's the things that we have learned. Again, it is to be recalled. It is to be, it is to be put into practice. If we are able to put them into practice, definitely we can excel in the English language, right? To make ourselves, excel, to make ourselves, confident as well as move confidently and freely. Just we have to put into practice the things that we have learned and that are being learnt, right? Clear my word. So here, what is the correct answer? So the stamp collection, again this one you have to think here, even the stamp collection is the subject. So subject is a non-doer, and as it is, so last week represent completed action. So in the non-doer approach, the complete action has to be expressed by using was or verb plus V3. So that I reported to the police that my stamp collection was stolen the week before. Was stolen. We have to answer the question by using was stolen. Okay, next one, see there. 11th one. Look at the 11th one. A short time after pedestrian. A short time after pedestrian, by the car, the ambulance dash. Right here, right, this example, right, really this example make you, right, and not only that, this example certify me that you how better you learn. Right, this is the best example. Try to pay attention, and once, no problem whether you are able to do or not, that's not at all matter for you, but everyone must try, because you people are learning, attending and paying time. You are spending time over this all the classes parts, right? So that is what you have to be very perfect at this part, right? In this sentence, so in this sentence I'll give you clues to you, but try to answer, right? The people who are watching now, I'm requesting you, try to answer. Whether it is wrong or right, that's not a matter for us. Yeah, okay, right, I'll tell you, right? See there, right, once again you have to look at, a short time, 11th example. You people have to look at the 11th example. A short time after. A short time after, the pedestrian dash by the car, the ambulance dash. So here we were given hit and arrive. Hit and arrive. Try to listen. So first I'll give you clues to you, and by using clue you have to answer the question. Right, in this sentence, so there were two actions. Those two actions sequence was given. First clue. Did you understand that? What is the first clue means? Two completed actions sequence was discussed. And second thing, in this sequence of completed action, here in the first action, I mean in one action, pedestrian is the subject. In another action, ambulance is the right subject. So next, here the pedestrian is a doer subject or non-doer subject, because he himself not that. Actually, it happened to him. Right? Now I gave you clues to you. Now this example is meant for, I mean, it is speaking with us. There are two completed actions that are shared with their sequence. And the pedestrian is a non-doer. And now try to use. So here again, third clue is after. When we are talking about sequence of completed actions by using either what or before, after or before, right, we must have an idea. Right, how many of you have idea? I don't know. Just I would like to tell you. Right, when we are talking about the sequence of completed actions, order of the completed action. Right, order of the completed action. Order of the completed actions. Okay, so completed actions ఎలా ఆర్డర్లో చెప్పాలి అనేది మనకి ఈ ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ది కంప్లీట్ యాక్షన్కి ఒక వీడియో ఉంది మన ఛానల్లో. దీనికి ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ కంప్లీట్ యాక్షన్ కొడితే మీకు వస్తుంది. అదొక వీడియో ఉంది, చక్కగా వీడియో చూడడం ప్రయత్నం చేయండి. దాన్ని మీరు సెంటెన్సెస్ ఫార్మేషన్లో యూజ్ చేయడం ప్రయత్నం చేయండి. రైట్, ఆర్డర్ ఆఫ్ ది కంప్లీట్ యాక్షన్ కెన్ బి ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ బై యూజింగ్ ఈదర్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఆర్ బిఫోర్. But when we use after, we have to use first EC, then next LC. EC means earlier completed, LC means later completed. Out of two completed action, the action that has happened first, we have to consider as a EC. That has happened later, we have to consider as a LC. And if we use before, we have to use LC first, then next EC has to be used. Okay, so these are all the key rules to you all. And try to apply these rules. Now you have to look at the example. Okay, right, already Hanshita answered as well as Dhanush answered, but a bit mistake is there. That is what I told at the starting of this example. I told this is one of the best examples. It certifies you that you have learned or not. It certifies me. It's going to it's going to certify me about your attention, your grasping. Right, so here I gave clues. It's a sequence of completed action. So that is why Anshita used and even Dhanush also used. Okay, so Charita, try to answer it. But here the pedestrian is a non-doer, I told. So because of these clues, in what way we have to use? So that is what, as I gave you non-doer, you have to understand what is doer and what is non-doer. In doer case, in what way do we have to use the verb? In non-doer case, in what way do you have to use the verb? So this differentiation has to be understood very well. If you don't understand this, you cannot answer the questions appropriately. So to make you clear, okay, before going to nail it down, before going to decide which is the correct form of the verb out of 4 options, right, you have to think of here. So what's the subject, whether it's a doer subject or non-doer subject. Again I'm expecting answer from your side only. As this, after pedestrian was given and arrive ambulance, as you given answers, okay, those are correct only, because hit is the action that had happened early, arrive is the action that has taken secondly. So that is why had hit and arrived. Yeah, that's a correct one. Dhanush, your answer is correct, because here is a non-doer. So you should not use had hitted. It's not hitted, had been hit, only hit, don't use hitted. Okay, it's not had hitted, it's had been hit. It's had been hit. Very good. So therefore answer, a short time after the pedestrian had been hit by the car, the ambulance arrived. The ambulance arrived. Yeah, that's it. So that is why I told this is one of the examples. So have you all clear? Are you all with me? Sucharita, try to answer. Sucharita, tell me what is the correct answer for the 11th one. So 11th one I told, as it expressed two completed actions in sequence. So the earlier action has to be completed by using had plus V3, and the second completed action has to be used by using second form of the verb. But here the subject pedestrian in the earlier completed, as it is a non-doer, we should not use had plus V3. It is to be used had been plus V3. Therefore the answer has to be like this. A soon time after the pedestrian had been hit by the car, the ambulance arrived. Yeah, very good. Okay, not had arrived, only arrived. Okay, right? I think you understood number Roman. I mean, example 11. Okay, let's see 12th example. Let's see 12th example. When Mr. Kennel entered the room, emails dash by his assistant. Email. Yeah, this is also one of the example, man. Try to think. Try to squeeze your brain. Try to squeeze your brain. Just you need to subject your brain for the right way of thinking. And before going to answer this, just hit like button to our video. Hit a like button to our video, as well as share this. As this class is going on, share. Okay, for your willing ones. Okay, for your beloved ones, those who are willing to learn. Try to share this video, and they too will join us, and let us together learn, and let us do something to elevate ourselves. Right, in the 12th example, just I'll give you in the 12th example. Right, so there is a keyword to us, when. Okay, when. Okay, regarding when, I'll tell you, see there. So when is a linker. When this linker is used in the past time, right, we have to understand there are two actions, but those two actions, right, if those two actions are related to two different peoples, try to understand. Danush, everyone try to understand. So try to understand this one. I'll give you clues to you, but I don't tell you, I will let you say. That's what. So here when is a linker. When this linker used in the past time, okay, in the past time indicator, in the past time sense. The example that I have shown to you, so that in that example, here when is used in the past time, right? So definitely it is used to express two actions. But when those two actions are spoken or discussed, if those two actions are, involved by two different people, so we have to think out of those two, one is past ongoing, and the second one is completed action. Right? Did you understand this? When do we have to think like past ongoing and completed action? Means when is used in the past tense, in the past time, right? So after this there are two actions. Definitely there will be two actions. Those two actions are, one is past ongoing and second one is completed. But here in those two actions, two different people has to be involved. But even in the case of, in the two actions, only one person is involved, there we should not use past ongoing, only completed and completed action only. Okay, try to understand it. I'll tell you in Telugu also. So when అనేది మన లింకర్ని ఎప్పుడైనా సరే మనం పాస్ట్ టైంలో మనం సెంటెన్స్లో చూసినా లేదా ఉపయోగించవలసి వచ్చినా, వెన్ మనం రెండు పనులు తెలియచేయడానికి ఉపయోగిస్తాం, టూ యాక్షన్ తెలియచేయడానికి ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఆ టూ యాక్షన్స్లోని ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయ్యేటువంటి పర్సన్స్ ఇద్దరు అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు మనం పాస్ట్ ఆన్గోయింగ్ యాక్షన్ని కంప్లీటెడ్ యాక్షన్ తెలియచేయడానికి వెన్ ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఒకవేళ అక్కడ ఆ యాక్షన్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయ్యేటువంటి పర్సన్ ఒక వ్యక్తి అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు వెన్ను ఉపయోగించి ఆ రెండు యాక్షన్లు కూడా కంప్లీటెడ్ యాక్షన్స్గానే చెప్తాం. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఓకే, రైట్. వెన్ ఐ ఎంటర్డ్, ఐ చెక్ మై పాకెట్. వెన్ ఐ ఎంటర్డ్ ఐ చెక్ మై పాకెట్. ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూడండి. అలా కాకుండా వెన్ ఐ వాజ్ గోయింగ్ టు స్కూల్, ఎస్ రామ్ కాల్డ్ మీ ఆన్ ద రోడ్. ఈ వెన్ అనే దాంతో మీకు రెండు రకాల ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఇచ్చాను. ఓకే, ఐ థింక్ యూ హ్యావ్ అండర్స్టూడ్ రిగార్డింగ్ వెన్. Okay, as I have explained you, right, try to answer it. Right, here also see 12th example, try to think again. You have to think. Right, again in this sentence, either here when was used and email is the subject, verb is type. So when is the keyword, emails is the object. Yes, okay. That is what. Once now you have to think. So even Mr. Canal, email, two actions, two subjects are there, and here completed and past ongoing action has to be. So already Canal entered is the completed action. Email, so that is typing is the past ongoing, was typing, but emails is the non-doer subject. So that's why emails were being typed. It's not was, yes, were being typed. Right, did you understand this? Have you all understood this example? Yeah, that's what. Okay, emails were being typed. We have to say emails were being typed. That is the correct answer. Okay, now have you all understood this example? Okay, right, let's see one more example. Right, look at the 13th example. Dad dash for over 3 weeks. For over 3 weeks. 13th example. Look at the 13th example. Okay, here also in this example, dad is the subject. Here keyword is for over 3 weeks. Okay, so for over 3 weeks, is the key. Okay, by going through that phrase, right, we can decide, we can clear in what way the verb is supposed to be used. Has anybody got idea in what way this action has to be expressed? Right, I'll tell you in this example. So here see, for after period of time was given. Already I have explained in the earlier part. Right, no, for we have to use for point of time and period of time. We have to use since for point of time. Since 15 August, like for 70 years, for 80 years, like that. So for over 3 weeks. So since for, if we have since and for, very next we have to think that action has to be considered as a present past being action. Already I gave clues to you. Teja, tell me what is the correct answer for this? Not smoke. Smoke is the verb, and in this sentence, the sentence has to be in the negative sense because we were given not to use. So your answer has to be used like this. So have been or has been plus fourth form of the verb has to be used. Here dad is the singular, so that is why we have to use has been. Dad has been, but in the negative sense, dad hasn't been, not had been man. Dad hasn't or dad has not been smoking for 3 weeks. Dad has not been smoking for 3 weeks. This is the correct one. Okay, clear everyone? Right, how many of you are listening the class? Please put comment as, make it quickly. Yes, keep comment. Yes, how many of you are listening this class? Okay, and 14th example. Let's see the 14th example. Let's see the 14th example. Very nice. Okay, he normally right. He normally, see here, he normally does up on his own, but yesterday he does by his mom. Right, try to think here. Again, I'll give you clues here in this sentence. I'll give you clues. Right, see. Here normally. That is one of the keyword. And yesterday, this is one of the keyword. And here he is the subject. Okay. So normally by this word we can say that's a daily action. Okay, that's a daily routine. So daily routines can be expressed by using which conjugation? Daily actions can be expressed by using which conjugation? Generally we have to use first form of the verb, right? To express daily actions we have to use first form. So therefore the first blank has to be expressed, has to be answered by using first form. But the subject is he. He after, do we have to use only the base form itself or the base form along with the suffixes yes or yes? So after he, do we have to use wake or wakes? Wakes we have to use, so that he normally wakes up on his own. Not only wakes, because subject is third person, singular pronoun. Okay, he wakes. And but yesterday in the sense it's a completed action. He does by his mom. But yesterday it's a by this keyword it's a completed action. Whereas the subject he is not a doer of the action here, receiver of the action. Actually doer of the action, when we are discussing about the yesterday's action, here in this action the doer is her mother, his mother. So he is the receiver of the action, right? So we have to think it's a completed action, but it is non-doer approach. In the non-doer approach, nothing but passive sentence. In the passive sentence, completed action can be expressed by using either was or verb plus third form of the verb. Therefore, he normally wakes up on his own, but yesterday he was woken. He was woken by his mom. Okay? Clear? Did you understand this? Right? See, really, this exercise has, nice, tricks to make you perfect in English language, as well as, and it will guide you in what way you are supposed to think while answering. In what way you are supposed to think. Right? Did you get this? Okay. Right, one more example. Let's see one more example. So 15th example is there. They usually dash visitors at the hospital. They usually, even usually, by this keyword. In what way would you like to answer this? So try to answer it. So it is our 15th example. So we have 20 examples. By completion of 20 examples, I am going to wind up this class. Yeah, they usually. What is that? Usually is an adverb. Yes. Usually is an adverb. That is what actually in sentence making, or in a sentence to use suitable pronouns or suitable verb forms. Adverb plays a vital role because adverb guides us. So we can say adverb is nothing but guide to us. So adverb is a guide. So he does the duty of a guide. So in what way a guide is guide us? Okay, in what way we have to go? In the same way, in English language, adverb guide us to use the suitable verb form. Right, 15th one. Try to answer it. So I am waiting for your answers. Okay. So usually, by usually, the adverb usually, it's a complete, it's a daily routine, it's a common one, or it's a we can say it's like a fact, it's a daily action. So daily actions are to be expressed by using only first form of the verb. That is why, so here the first verb we were given allow, but it was even we were asked to use in the negative sense, so that they usually do not allow. We have to say they usually do not allow. They usually do not allow. They usually do not allow visitors at the hospital. We have to say like this. Okay. And next one, see the 16th example. Let's see 16th example. Look at the 16th example. In the 16th example, what was given? See all the houses in our street. So all the houses in our street, that's a subject. All the houses in our street, it's a phrase, right? It's a one of the phrases. Right? See, all the houses in our street dash every year during the Christmas season. Right? All the houses in our street dash decorate every year during Christmas season. Right? In this sentence, see that every year, it's a keyword. Every year, every week, every month, every Sunday. So by these keywords, we can say it's a daily action. But whereas the subject is all the houses in our street, is it doer subject or non-doer subject? Right? By the keyword every year, we understood it's a daily action. So daily actions are generally are to be expressed by using only the first form of the verb. But when it comes to subject is a non-doer. In non-doer in the sense it is to be, the sentence has to be made in the passive. So what is the daily actions passive? In what way do we have to use daily action in the passive sentence making? Am, is, or are plus third form of the verb. So all the houses in our street, every house kabatti are, all the houses in our street are decorated. All the houses in our street are decorated every year during the Christmas season. So that is the correct answer, right? Did you understand this? Okay, and let's see 17th example. Look at the 17th example. Look at the 17th example. India, so right, see the 17th example. Look at the 17th example. India dash independent in 1947. Here verb is grant. Grant is the verb. So right, by the verb grant, we have to think. And the next one, 1947, that's a key term, that's a keyword to us. So 1947, as it is a past year indicated date, so by this we can say it's a completed action. Yeah, right, we can come to a conclusion that it's a completed action. And what is the subject of the sentence? India. Is India doer subject or non-doer subject? It's a non-doer subject. So for completed action, for non-doer subject, what kind of verb do we have to use? Do we have to use an active verb or do we have to use passive verb? No. That is what. Oh, here Dhanush, you made a mistake, man. Here has been granted. When do we have to use have or has plus V3? Once think of you, man. Once ask yourself, where do we have to use have or has plus V3? If it is a recent completed action. But here 1947 is a recent time, recent past time or remote past time. It's a remote past time. So remote past time means we have to consider that's a completed action. It's not a recent completed. It's a completed action. For completed action, do we have to use have or has plus V3 or only V2? Only V2. Here the subject is India. So as the subject is India, right, we have to go through, right, we have to go through what is the correct answer over here, right, India. So for V2, what is the passive sentence making structure? Was or were plus V3. So India was granted. Okay, so our correct answer is India was granted independence in the year 1947. In the year 1947. right? We got independence in 1947. India was granted independence in 1947. That is what. So completely, it depends in what way the verb has to be used. It completely depends on the subject that we are generally given, right? We have to focus on the verb. Okay, to answer a verb with the accurate or appropriate form, so first we have to understand what action was discussed, in what time it is discussed, what is the subject, what subject is given to us, is it a doer subject or non-doer subject. These all things has to be, we have to ask ourselves before going to answer anything. If we question ourselves like that, definitely we can find the correct answer. As a result, we won't make mistakes. To avoid silly mistakes, so this kind of questioning is required to us, right? Therefore, this answer has to be given like this: India was granted independence in 1947. Okay, right? Let's see the 18th example. Let us see 18th example. So the dash in southern Italy since the end of the world. Since the end of the world. See, the dash in southern Italy since the end of the war. No problem, man. No problem. Dhanush, that's what. You never ever mind that you are making mistakes, man. So, right, see that? As you are making mistakes, you know that it means you are learning. Right? If you don't do mistakes, that doesn't mean that you are learning, man. Okay? As you are making mistakes, you yourself questions and you pay much attention than the earlier pay, in the earlier part that you paid. So that is what it will make you learn very well. So don't mind it. Try to understand. Try to answer it. Is there any problem with my side? And you know that have you observed for 3 or 4 days? I have been teaching everything in English to English only, because I am not using Telugu. As well as in the days to come also, right? I don't want to go for Telugu part. Mostly English to English teaching only important, I thought. So therefore, I'll go for only English teaching. Okay, did you understand this? Okay, have you all understood this? Okay, right. Okay, let's look at the next example. What is that? They dash. In this example also there is a keyword, right? I don't want to give clue also in this sentence, right? You have to try to find what is the clue for this sentence. To answer this question appropriately, what is the keyword that you have decided to find? So here, may I tell you? Since. Again in this sentence also, since is the keyword. In this sentence too, here our key is nothing but since. So if we find either since or for along with a time, again that action has to be expressed by using either have been or has been plus fourth form of the verb. So here since the end of the war. So end of the war means, so end of war has been ended at a certain time, a point of time. So from that moment till today. So how long? Suppose someone asks the question, how long have you been living here? Yeah, since the end of the war. I have been living since the end of the war. How long have you been learning English in this live session? For, you can say that, right, for 59 minutes, because 59 minutes ago this live session was started. Yeah, that is what. Okay, so there, what is the correct answer then? They have been living here. You have to say they have been living. Okay, correct answer. They have been living here. They have been, they have been living in southern Italy since the end of the war. Okay, right. 19th one, see the, let's see the 19th example. I dash a car by the George so that I could drive home. Oh no. Right. I dash a car by the garage so that I could drive home. So that I could drive home. Right here, see that here in the 19th example, subject is I, but I is the non-doer subject in this sentence. Think it. Already I gave clue. Right. Car by the garage. So I was given a car. I was given a car by the garage. Right, that means as he was given a car, right, he rode sometime he rode some distance, therefore he got a confidence that he could drive. He was telling that he could, so he was given. And the last example, let's see the last example. Tom's father is an excellent athlete. He does some sort of sports every day. Every day is here. It's a daily action. For daily action we have to use only first form of the verb. So therefore after here subject is he. He after we have to use, what do we have to use after he? The first form has to be added the suffix s or es to the base form. So therefore do after we have to add es. Therefore he does, we have to say. Tom's father is an athlete, an excellent athlete. He does some sort of sport. He does some sort of sports every day. Right? Did you understand this? So I hope you understood and you enjoyed this practice session. Right? Not only that, in your free time, try to come back and watch this video again. Just as a result, your understanding ability will be enhanced. Right? Hope you people enjoyed. I'll be back with another live session. Thank you one and all.